Traders remain risk-averse, learning forecasts about the upcoming recession in the US. Even Fed Chair Jerome Powell admitted that the US economy would hardly avoid collapse amid the extremely high inflation. Against the backdrop, the regulator may raise the benchmark rate not only by 50 or 75 basis points, but also by as many as 100 basis points. In our video review, we will figure out what macroeconomic reports are adding fuel to traders' concerns. On Monday, the US Statistical Department is going to publish durable goods orders data, thus shedding light on domestic consumption. The data is likely to remind traders about falling consumption. Notably, consumer spending comprises about two-thirds of the US GDP. According to the forecasts, durable goods orders may shrink by 0.4%, which points to a gloomy economic outlook. Under the current conditions, the US stock market is likely to slump. In the Eurozone, consumption is also falling. On Tuesday, experts at GfK are going to disclose the consumer climate figures for Germany, the main Eurozone economy. Economists suppose that in July the indicator will show the lowest level since the record began. The negative trend could be explained by alarmingly high inflation in Europe and the situation in Ukraine. Thus, the euro-dollar has every chance to lose value. As for Germany's inflation, on Wednesday, traders will focus on the preliminary inflation data for June. In fact, forecasts are mixed. Optimists foresee a slowdown in consumer price growth, whereas pessimists are sure that inflation will accelerate to 8%. It's obvious that such a jump in consumer price index will force the European Central Bank to follow its colleagues' steps and raise the benchmark rate at the next meeting. Notably, to affect inflation, the regulator will have to hike interest rates by 50 basis points at once. Although it's a positive signal for the euro, markets will hardly react to the news in an appropriate way. They are likely to wait for inflation reports from other Eurozone countries. We will cover this information in our next video review. On Wednesday, during the American session, the US will publish its third GDP estimate, which may remind us about the threat of recession. As a rule, local authorities announce a technical recession in case of 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth. According to the first 2 estimates, the US economy slumped in the first quarter of 2022. The first one unveiled a decline of 1.4%, whereas the second one showed a tumble of 1.5%. It's obvious that the indicator will remain in the negative area, thus pointing to a real threat of recession. In this light, traders are expected to show negative reactions, thus propping up risk-averse sentiment. That is all for now. Subscribe to our channel to be always in touch with the latest news of economic market. See you online soon.